midfielder out of Boulder, Colorado. This guy is the facilitator of the midfield. He's a leader, a team captain, both on and off the field. Last season, put up 18 goals, 10 assists, 13 ground balls. Incredibly well-rounded when it comes to stats. He's an offensive midfielder, but has a great understanding of defensive strategy. He also got on the score sheet last time out against Cal Poly, and you know that he's going to look to be doing that again tonight.
Well, no doubt about that, Alex. And you have to give credit. All these players are absolutely tremendous athletes. When it comes to just the natural talent that they have, it is almost unbelievable, especially with the four that we just mentioned. But you cannot forget about them. Face off, get off the Fogos for each team. Cody Shevelson for the Chapman Panthers and Vaughn Collins for Cal Poly. Two younger players, but still very good athletes.
Absolutely. Vaughn Collins, number 30 for Cal Poly in his freshman season, has a few reps under his belt from these previous two games, looking to get a few more tonight. Now, Shevelson, his sophomore season with Chapman, but took a bit of a back seat last season as Cooper Ehlers was our main face-off guy. Now, Shevelson has a chance to be that starting Fogo, get right up into the action, and you can bet that he's looking to bring it home.
No doubt about it, Alex. And it's going to be really interesting to see how these younger players are really able to break into the team. Of course, a few players with experience on this Chapman side, but with all that said and done here at Chapman University, the club, is, like I just mentioned, a club. So no funding from the school. So now on the screen, we have a graphic with the QR code right down there in the corner that you can go and donate to the team. We all know here at Chapman how much it means, and especially you, Alex, with an interview you got.
Yes, I was able to talk to freshman defender Ben Bauman a couple weeks ago. Now, Bauman has only been with Chapman for one semester, but he told me that in his time here, he has learned more about lacrosse than in his entire previous career before coming to Chapman. That tells you just how knowledgeable these coaches are and just how impactful this program can be on young athletes.
No doubt about that, Alex. And Ben Bauman is, apart from just being a great athlete, also was up here in the commentators booth for the homecoming football game against Cal Lutheran a few months ago. But now we'll be setting it down for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is Friday night. It's 7 o'clock. It's game time. Thanks for coming out Valentine's Day. One more time, Mustangs, welcome to the house. Chapman Panthers, home opener. It's game time.
Welcome back after that beautiful national anthem too, mind you. And for these lineups for Cal Poly, I mean, it's such a strong team, Alex. We're seeing Ryan, Sanders, Waterman, Collins, who's in charge of faceoff, Siegel, Bailey, Rakaz, Marley, and Zimajewski. I mean, this is a very experienced team and a bit different from last year's Cal Poly side, which was a lot like the Chapman Panthers side. It was a lot younger, a bit more inexperienced. Of course, Ryan Sanders, number 25, was part of that. But now in the season, they're a lot more experienced. It's going to be really interesting to see what lineup the Chapman Panthers put on.
Yes, they will. A great lineup, too. We're starting with Duffy in goal, Hanamoto, Pandas, and Mills as our defensive players. Wilkinson at LSM, Ursino as your short stick defensive midfielder, Shevelson at faceoff, as we mentioned. And then up front, Luke Morissette, Dante D. Colibus, and Adam McNaughton to start it off strong on the attack.
Very strong, as you mentioned. De Colibus, he's one of those shifty players that likes the behind-the-back shot. You wouldn't expect it. I'm sure the goalies for Cal Poly is going to really need to watch out simply because of how dangerous he is. Lucas Chu, the goalie, also, fun fact about him, the president of the Cal Poly Lacrosse Club. So you love to see diverse players like that on your team.
You do. Lucas Chu, very involved. Again, one of the captains for Cal Poly. Captains for Cal Poly today are going to be Ryan Sanders, number 25, Adam Siegel, number 2, and Lucas Chu, number 33. Keep your eyes on those guys. Now, for Chapman, you've got Luke Morissette, number 42, Josh Vomand, 21, Jack Worth, 22, Nico Ursino, 17, and Shandon Hanamoto, number 10, as your captains.
And you have to say, this lineup of captains, I mean, they all have so many accolades. You look at number 17, Nico Orsino, first team All-Conference SSDM last year, second team All-American SSDM, and his brother, Gio Orsino, was a running back on the football team, so physicality a lot, but both the Fogos lined up down there as the ref blows the whistle, and it appears to be a bit of a scramble, but Cal Poly will be able to recover first. But the ball possession switched back to Chapman. So now, if you're the Panthers, how are you looking to start this game, Alex?
Already, Chapman defense having that ball. They're going to look to make a pretty quick clear, which it appears they have already up to no, that is Ursino. Apologies.
Now it'll be Worth. Just taking his time with it, finding him. Passing it around. Vomand. Back to Vomand. Has a defender in front of him, tries to take it. Goes to the wing, passes it out to the X. Now plays it back out to the wing, takes it inside. Tries to line up the shot, and the first goal of the night. Very quick, no time wasted, and who better to score that? Number 22, Jack Worth. We've seen that time in and time again. And of course, the captain is the first one to break the goal. Chapman Panthers 1, Cal Poly 0 with a minute gone by.
A fitting start to this game. We talked him up in the pre-show, and he immediately delivers. Fast in that midfield, you saw him switching back and forth, cradling the ball in his stick, waiting for that perfect opportunity to throw that shot in there.
And alongside that, Jack Worth, he was a first-team All-Conference midfielder last year. Also, honorable mention All-American midi. As the Chapman Panthers are able to get it back underway quickly. As the switches are made running with it, has some pressure on him. Wilkinson playing it out to Ursino. Ursino with the fake, and now he has some space in front. Ursino with the shot. Quick start from these Chapman Panthers. 1 minute gone by and a half, and already 2 goals for this team. And who better than to do it than the All-American boy, Nicholas Ursino. We know that he scored so many goals, 43 last year, and already 1 in this game.
Incredible. The momentum Chapman is building right now will be vital for the rest of the game. Down here on the sidelines, we have a great view of the Chapman bench. They are loving it. Here on this replay, you see Ursino's finish. Incredible speed on that run-up.
It's that movement off the ball that really gave him that ability as the Chapman Panthers appear to win the faceoff again. Very well done from Shevelson on that one. He's been very consistent so far in the beginning of this game. Now down the alley, Morset just waiting in for his players to get set. With some space in front. Plays it out. Sabri. Now it'll be Reginelli playing it all the way out to the wing. Tries to take it for himself. Gets in place. Plays it out to the X. Tries to take it in for himself. Back out to Reginelli. Back out to the wing. Is sizing his man up. Takes it inside. Looks for the shot. Not able to get it, but still more set. Very good movement from him. Now it'll be the Chapman Panthers back on the attack. Again, quick! And goal! No time wasted from these Chapman Panthers. It appears it will be number 2. Elijah Bruggerman, huge from him. The senior midfielder comes out of nowhere, Alex. He was an all-freshman in 2022. And just look at the movement on this one. Beautiful high-to-low shot. And you couldn't ask for better stick technique than that.
Absolutely, an incredibly narrow angle on that shot. But Bruggeman on Callus's watch list this season as a player that's going to put up a lot of good plays, a lot of good goals.
And now already, a little bit under 3 minutes gone by, and the Panthers already lead 3 as the referee gets some last checks. And the faceoff is made and quickly won again by the Panthers. Some high pressure, but able to hold on to it. Orsino now playing it out. And now they'll have it in the alley, playing it back. Chapman Panthers with some space to work with. Not too much of a rush of them. Now Walker plays it out. Bowman has Wilson in front. Back to Walker. Walker getting by his man. Some more speed from this Panthers side. Maybe a recurring theme. Shots taken. And just above the goal. A little bit too much on that one, Holden Walker. But a good show early in the game. You love to see that offense.
You really do. And we're already seeing a good rotation in the midfield. Currently we see Jack Worth, Holden Walker, and Josh Vomand. We'll see them rotate in and out throughout this game.
Rotate in and out indeed. Panthers back on it. Takes it inside. Takes a shot just a little bit too far off to the near side. It appeared to be Vomand on that one. And you have to talk about him as well. Josh Vomand, honorable mention, all-conference midfielder, and also a team captain. You love to see so many captains in the midfield really orchestrating the entire team. Now Chapman Panthers back with it. Worth takes it by himself. Has some space. Sets the X. Now played back in. Luke Morset. We know what he can do from ranges like this. Morset just with a bit too much pressure on him. Back to Worth, and Worth rips it. Huge save by Lucas Chu. Second team all-conference goalie, team captain. The Morristown, New Jersey native. One of the few players on this side that is from the East Coast. But now for the first time in the game, it'll be the Cal Poly Mustangs' turn to go on offense. Just runs to X. Waiting for some teammates to move around. Chapman Panthers packing their defense. Playing it around. No need to rush. Still time left on the clock. Lux takes it inside by himself. Has some pressure. Ball just fumbled and recovered by Duffy. Very well done by Duffy. Of course, he's been a goalie for this team primarily a lot. Back to him now. Looking to clear. Just no need to rush. When the Cal Poly offense isn't really riding the defense, you have time to be able to just pass it around, assess your options. As the high ball is played but picked off by Cal Poly, and defense they need to reset quickly, looking for a quick break. Played it in. And here we go, Sanders, the danger man, not able to get anything on that one. And Cal Poly just waiting with some time. Murray Osborne playing it back. Tries to line up the shot, not able to. Has Sanders to his right, finds Sanders. And now Sanders with a shot from deep. And it is curled into the bottom of the corner. And that is what he can do when you leave him by himself. Ryan Sanders, first team All-American attack, first team All-Conference in attack, and beautiful finish from him.
if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Sanders. We saw that finish coming. You saw him waiting on the prowl. And that distance from the goal, impressive. You saw the power in that windup behind that shot. Definitely helped to get it into the back of the net, right past Duffy.
And now the Mustangs getting into the energy of this game. Currently as it stands, Chapman 3, Cal Poly 1 with 10 minutes and 7 seconds remaining on the clock. As the faceoff is won again by Shevelson. He's been relatively consistent when it comes to winning those faceoffs in this game as the game is back underway for Cal Poly. Back on attack. It'll be Hagman. Playing it to the X, but just misses the ball. And able to be recovered by the Chapman Panthers. Now Duffy looking to clear. Not able to yet, but just takes it out, but knocked by Sanders. And beautiful little spin on that one to get away from the Chapman pressure. And now it'll be back to Bell, playing it around Hauser. And Hauser takes it inside, finds the X with some space. Has some Chapman defenders in front of him, just needs to find a teammate. Is able to find him. Sanders now in front. We've seen shots from ranges before from him. Just elects to slow the game down. Takes the X position for himself. And now Sanders just spinning and dodging, weaving and doing something. Shot from distance, and it is saved by Duff, but recovered by Cal Poly. Now it'll be Hagman. Played back to X. To who better than Ryan Sanders. And Sanders just slowing the game down. No need to rush, of course. After you get a goal, you always have that momentum. Cal Poly currently holds it with the last goal finished. And as Sanders takes a shot pretty much out of nowhere. Lucky for Duffy, just hits the post and out, but dangerous show from him so far.
Yes, 100%. And something to keep in mind here as you're watching this Cal Poly attack, they are calculated, they're measured, they are not rushing this. They're taking their time. Now, this could prove to be a great asset for them, or it could slow them down just a little bit too much and put them behind more than they'd want to be.
Zimajewski now with some space, played out. But Chapman Panthers riding on him, trying to get the ball away. Not able to. Back to Sanders. And Sanders trying it, spinning it. That is signature move. Tries to line up a shot. Takes it from distance and just isn't able to get it through. Cal Poly will retain possession, however. It was Sean Waterman, of course, closest to the ball when it went out. And now it'll be Waterman to get the game back underway. Plays it to Sanders. Dangerous position and huge again. From distance, Ryan Sanders. It has been the Ryan Sanders show so far for this Cal Poly offense.
It really has. He's putting the power behind those shots. Now, something to look at. On that play, Sanders was being guarded by number 4 on Chapman. That is Anthony Mills, freshman for this team. This is his first collegiate debut. He may learn a few lessons tonight, but he's putting up some good energy already.
And you love to see some of these younger players breaking into the team, like Anthony Mills, and luckily, hopefully, throughout the rest of the game, we'll be able to see some involvements from some of the younger players as the faceoff is called. And it will be a Cal Poly ball. Possession violation foul. And now it'll be back underway. Cal Poly currently only 1 point under. Chapman Panthers with 3. Cal Poly Mustangs with 2. And now just passing it around. Kramer has a man in front. Elects to take it in by himself. Some great defense from them. Has it on the X, plays it out. Finds Sanders again, the danger man. 2 goals in this game already in the first quarter. Kramer takes it in, tries to line up the shot, takes it, and huge save by Duffy. It appeared he tried the bounce shot, a very common shot we see in lacrosse just because it disorientates the goalie. But who has time to talk about stats when the man, the myth, and the legend, Ryan Sanders, 3rd goal already, Alex?
I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. 3 for 3 for Sanders. He's that goal-scoring machine that we talked about, and you can bet he's going to keep this energy up throughout this game.
And as you can see on the replay, Ryan Sanders high to low shot, absolutely beautifully placed in the bottom corner. Not too much Jack Duffy could have done on that one. Phenomenal goalie, but when you have two good players facing off against each other, it's always a good class show as the Chapman Panthers are able to win the faceoff. Played out now with some space, Orsino. And Orsino just finding Bruggeman. Playing it out to Morissette, the danger man for this Panthers side. Back to Bruggeman. And is able to find Reginelli. Rocco, as sometimes the crowd likes to chant. Still with the ball now, taking it in. Finding the X and just deflected. Well deflected too, mind you. Off of number 22, Will Rackos. First team all-conference defense. Honorable all-mention, all-American defender. And a team captain for this Cal Poly side. As the ball is back in possession, under some high pressure, but able to hold on to it somehow. Played in just a little bit too much on that one. It appeared it was Rocco Reginelli who tried to find his teammate, but just a little bit too much on it. And now it'll be Cal Poly's turn to see if they can cook up a storm.
Yeah, solid offensive press from Chapman. Had been a minute since they'd had the ball on the offensive side of the field. Now they're back under Cal Poly's boot once more.
And an interesting story, as we mentioned previously, Alex, this Chapman defense is a lot younger. One of the only senior players who's a defender, Shandon Hanamoto, a junior, essentially a true leader of this defense. In previous practices, we saw him really training up the younger players, and a bit of showing of that lack of experience from the players so far. But currently, as it stands, tied game, Chapman 3, Cal Poly 3, as the Mustangs are looking to score some more now. Has it on X. Waterman just assessing his options. Chapman D holding strong. Waterman now finds the pass to Sanders, tries to spin but fumbles it, and the defense not able to recover. And it'll be Cal Poly still under possession, trying to recover it, but the Cal Poly Mustangs able to hold on to it as a flag is thrown. And a high pressure from this Cal Poly offense, absolutely riding the Chapman defense, maybe taking advantage of some of the young heads that are currently playing.
Absolutely. We're seeing freshman Anthony Mills come off, as well as freshman Dash Richardson. Few young faces out there. Speaking of young faces, we see number 35, Ben Bauman, joining the field.
Unnecessary roughness, and you can't blame him too much on that one. Mills, one of the younger players, alongside this young core of defenders, that the Panthers have. And if you're the Panthers, you're really looking to get back in the lead. It's your first game with a young defense. You're really wanting to show off what you have and what your players have to offer.
Of course, and this being the home opener for Chapman, this is their first impression on everyone in the MCLA. This is big stuff for a lot of these guys.
Big stuff for these guys, and huge save, just about to stop it from going in to the back of the net. Jack Duffy, so far he's been pretty good in the goal, of course, giving up 3 goals, but a true captain when it comes to the defense, and now the Chapman Panthers back on it. Trying to hold on to it, somehow ball is on the ground, but it's picked off. Very well done by Worth. Now it'll be Worth hanging out in the alley, just waiting for his teammates to check in. Playing it out to Colobus. Back in, the Chapman Panthers just moving it around. Trying to get something out of this Cal Poly defense, trying to find a way in. Vomand playing it out. Inside, outside, turn and a spin, checks it inside and lines up the shot. Huge save, however, from Lucas Chu. Very well done, and a good overall offensive presence from the Chapman Panthers. They held the ball for a relatively high amount of time, but just not able to execute when they needed to.
Yes, and bringing in a couple younger defenders, sophomore Adam McDonald, number 33 for Chapman, and sophomore Holden Walker, number 0. Both had decent freshman seasons. They got a good amount of play time. And this season, you can expect them to get even more.
And now it'll be Waterman back in the game. One of the stars for this Cal Poly side, the senior attackman, just holding on to it. Assessing his options, able to find out in the alley. Hauser, play to the X. No need to rush on that one. Cal Poly still with possession in the danger zone. Sanders. Hauser makes the run in, but not passes it, still with Ryan Sanders. And Sanders takes the shot and just a bit too far off to the left on that one. No problems for Jack Duffy. And it will be Cal Poly back underway, holding on to the ball. Back on it, you can hear that Chapman bench getting loud and getting riled. Shot taken! High to low shot, and absolutely perfect from the danger man. We talked about him before, Sean Waterman, to put Cal Poly in the lead.
Sean Waterman being that right-hand man to Sanders already. And an early lead for Cal Poly could be dangerous. They could be getting in the Panthers' head a little bit. However, this is a very resilient Chapman team. They know what they want. They know what they came in looking for.
And on the replay, you can see that absolute finesse from Waterman. No need to wheel all the way back and absolutely break the door in. Just sneakily finds that empty bottom corner. And now as it stands, a bit of a flip of the script from this first quarter. Chapman with 3, Cal Poly with 4. It'll be the Chapman Panthers trying to recover the ground ball, but Cal Poly able to hold on to it. Orsino hounding him down, but gets some distance between them. Good job from Griffin Wilson. Finding Hauser now. Just passing it around back to the danger man, Wilson. And now setting the X, Cal Poly. Chapman Panthers just sitting back. They understand that there's still time left in this game. 4 quarters, of course. 2 minutes remaining in the first as Cal Poly's back on the X. Plays it in, shot taken, just saved.
Shot on goal, 25.
Ryan Sanders again having a strong presence down there on the offense as the Cal Poly's back in it. The offense riding the defense, just trying to find a clear. Still with some pressure, but played back to Duffy. And the Chapman Panthers are able to clear out. Now Duffy is able to find him. Very well done under pressure, Jack Worth. Some would say the pride of Boulder, Colorado. Worth still with it. Tries to find him, just fumbles that one. A bit harsh of a pass from Worth. And now it'll be Cal Poly back to make something happen. Siegel running down, has some green in front of him, just elects to slow the game down. Waits for his team to switch out and get the offense on the field. And Alex, you have to say, it was a very quick start from the Chapman Panthers now with a little bit under 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Very quick start from the Chapman Panthers, but they just got a bit sloppy on defense. What do you think they need to do to turn this game around?
I mean, Coach Callis doing a great job rotating in some of those younger players, but it puts them in a difficult position having...
And we don't have time to talk about the store up here. One of the more quieter players, William Hagman, a freshman. Absolute scenes from the Mustangs down here. Prevalent on offense, has 3 goals already on the season. And for being a freshman, absolute huge display from him.
Absolutely. Caught us a bit off guard up here in the booth. And a phenomenal assist from number 28, Jack Kramer, grad student with good amount of experience on this field.
And now, a bit of problems for this Chapman side. 2-goal deficit, Chapman with 3, Cal Poly with 5 as the final 30 seconds commence in this first quarter of action. Tries to spin, very well done by Anthony Mills, the freshman on this one. Trying his abilities out on offense, very well done from him. Good display now, Bruggeman playing it inside. DeColibus trying not to succumb to the pressure, but able to fumble the ball. Cal Poly trying to recover. Possession, will stay with Chapman. After DeColibus had around about 5 defenders on him as the final second in this quarter goes by. As the Columbus just misses it, but you have to say with 1 quarter of action gone by here at Wilson Field, Chapman Panthers started off very quick, Alex, but then gave up 5 goals in quick succession. If you're Coach Callis, what do you need to switch up?
I mean, it's definitely not a position you want to be in. Defensively, you got to be a little bit more active, on your toes. Anticipate that Ryan Sanders attack. I mean, we've seen what he can do. We've seen where he's at in this game, what he's willing to bring, and Chapman need to match him where he's at.
And you can see one of the leaders of this defense, Shannon Hanamoto, down there, just maybe coaching up his younger defenders. We saw number 4 for the Panthers, Anthony Mills, absolutely tearing it up a bit on offense. We don't see that too much from defenders. You love to see those younger players playing with confidence, but you have to say, number 25 for Cal Poly, Ryan Sanders. Wow, Alex.
Wow, indeed. He has been on fire, and we can't say it's unexpected. We know his stats. We know his history. We know how he performed last season. We expected him to come out with a lot of energy, and he absolutely did. Starting off with that first goal from deep within the field, power behind it, followed shortly by Sean Waterman attempt.
And now there seems to be no stopping him. We just saw high-to-low shot from Sanders. 40 seconds remaining on the break, but Chapman Panthers with a bit of work to do if they're going to want to come back and pull it to a tie. As the second quarter of action gets underway, Chapman Panthers with 3, Cal Poly with 5. And it was the Panthers who started this game off with 3 quick succession goals, but then just giving up too much space and too much time around their goal, giving up 5.
Tough position to be in for Chapman, and you know they have that offensive speed, so it's really being able to match with a defensive speed that's going to bring them back into this game. Now, on faceoff, we saw a bit of Cody Shevelson. We also saw a bit of Ryan Beach, number 3. Now, we may see a bit more of him coming into the second quarter.
As the faceoff is set to get underway for this second quarter of action, won by the Chapman Panthers. Very well done, Shevelson, but ball just misplaced on the pass on that one. Try to find my captain, Luke Morissette, but just above his head a little bit. Now it'll be Lucas Chu looking to clear, is able to find his teammate, Kramer, one of the team captains for this Cal Poly side. And now it'll be Lux taking it inside from the alley, playing it around, trying to find an opening for a shot, takes and saves beautifully again and again. Jack Duffy is really keeping this Panther side in the game.
This is exactly the type of start Jack Duffy would want. The saves he's made so far have been phenomenal, and last year taking back seat to Jason Bollinger, this year is his time to shine, and already he looks like he's ready to prove what he's got.
Time to shine as Jack Worth holds the ball. Just waiting for his offense to get on, get set. And now they'll get ready to get their offense underway. Holding possession back to Worth. Finds Vomand. Has looks in front. Assesses him, takes it inside. Tries to line up the shot from distance. No shot taken. Very well organized by the Cal Poly defense. Taken inside by Morissette. Finding him, lines it up, and just a little bit too far off. Off target on that one. Vomand, one of the captains for this Chapman Panthers side. Last year we saw him with 17 goals, 9 ground balls, and 17 games played, 19 ground balls as a timeout is called. So Alex, break it down for me. The Chapman offense really started quickly. If you're Coach Callis, of course, we know that he used to be a former defensive coach, but what does he need to focus on to fix his offense?
I mean, he's got to find a way to break through that Cal Poly defense. At the moment, Cal Poly is doing great about shifting their defenders from attacker to attacker. They're doing a phenomenal job at finding that guy that's open and covering him up quickly so that he's no longer available for a pass. Now, it's possible to break through that type of defense. We've seen it done before. However, These attackers just need to find their way in, find those narrow avenues where they can get that success and get a few more goals up on the board and catch up to Cal Poly.
And now it'll be the San Clemente native, DeCalabas, taking it in, has some space, tries to find the shot, but just gives up possession. Very well recovered by Cal Poly, but just hit and taken away by, of course, my captain, as I mentioned previously, Luke Morset. And you mentioned earlier in the game, a zippy player, very quick on the field, and always a weapon to have, and probably a main reason why Coach Callis has elected him as one of the team captains.
Yes, and just a very nice guy, both on and off the field. We've worked with him quite a few times here at CSBN, and he's just one of those incredibly friendly players, always up for anything.
Up for anything indeed. Now the Chapman offense takes the shot, and where did that come from, Alex? Josh Volman, number 21, one of the captains for this Panthers side, took it by himself, and then the high-to-low shot, absolutely perfect from him.
Incredible from Volman. We see that tight angle, the power behind that shot. Volman, 2 goals last time out against Cal Poly. 1 more on the score sheet today. You really don't want to be on the receiving end of a Volman strike. There is some speed on those balls.
No doubt about it, Alex, as again, it appears that the faceoff will be won by the Chapman Panthers. Cody Shevelson has been very consistent in this first half of action. It'll be the Panthers now trying to get on offense. DeCalabas now holding on to the ball, just plays it back, no need to rush. Holding possession now. Sabri has a defender in front, but Patrick Sabri still with it. Playing it towards the X. DeCalabas now looking to pick out one of his teammates. DeCalabas, very well done. Able to find some space back to the X, but picked off. Very well defended by Will Rockos, one of the defensive players for Cal Poly, and was just able to pass it right to Lucas Chu, but overpassed by the goalie on that one. And possession will flip over back to Chapman. Ursino to get it back underway. We've seen him with some absolute speed as he gets it underway there. Just waiting for his teammates to get on his offense, to get set. As the offsides is called, and it'll be Cal Poly's turn to show off what they got. Currently with a 1-point lead, 5 points for Cal Poly and 4 for Chapman. And they won't mind as a flag is thrown. Hauser now with the ball. Excuse me, now Luke Hauser with possession. Playing it around, Bell has Hauser out to his right. Elects to hold on to the ball. Taking it inside, trying to find something. Now Cal Poly playing it out in the alley with a bit of space. Bell, one of the attacksmen for this Cal Poly side. And Sanders, the danger man, you never want to give him a look if you're this Chapman defense. Still with it, back to Sanders. And shot taken from distance. Just whistles by the side of the goal. And Jack Duffy having some issues with those long-range Ryan Sanders shot, seeming to be his signature move.
Absolutely. You're seeing Sanders take a lot of shots from 25 and beyond, and those can be hard to spot as a goalie. You know, you have quite a few players standing in front of you. It can be a little bit difficult to see those attackers, where they're setting up, the type of shot they're setting up with.
And Ryan Sanders has been causing this Panthers side a few problems. 10 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this first half of action here at Wilson Field. Now it'll be Lux playing it back to Lux. Around the 25-yard line, playing it to Sanders, plays it in by himself, tries the behind the back. Waterman tries it, just not able to, and that would have been spectacular, Alex.
It absolutely would have. It was a great maneuver, just not quite the right placement there, and that was a lucky one for Duffy.
Playing it from the X by himself, and of course, again and again and again, Ryan Sanders left by himself. A bit of a rookie mistake from this Chapman defense, but now Cal Poly back with a 2-point lead. Chapman Panthers 4, Cal Poly 6. And what a finish by Ryan Sanders, Alex.
Incredible and very impressive performance from him so far. 4 goals on the night, and we are not even at the half. Now, this guy has only racked up 5 goals so far this season in the past 2 games, beating both of those records. Now, you catch it here on the replay, the speed behind that shot, and you can bet that he's excited to be back on the scoreboard again.
And now Cal Poly wins it, trying to play to Sanders, just misses the ball on that one. And a dangerous shift of momentum in favor of the Cal Poly Mustangs. Chapman Panthers needing to situate their defense. It'll be Sanders now. Playing it back out to Lux. Hauser. And Hauser gets hip checked, almost loses his balance on that one, but still able to hold on to possession. Shot taken under pressure. It was Parker Zimajewski who had 2 defenders on him, but wasn't able to get it through. Now playing it from the X, bounces and is able to get away with it, but the Cal Poly offense riding the defense aggressively. We can see him now. Plays it to Duffy, very good from him, and is able to clear to Ursino. Now Ursino finding Losi. And looks to be a quick break. Long shot taken, and it's in! And I cannot believe that. Absolutely huge goal. Of course, number 20 for the Chapman Panthers, Russell Wilkinson, an LSM. Huge finish from him.
It's not every day that an LSM can get a shot in, but Russell Wilkinson, starting LSM for this Chapman side, he's been out in practice lately. Bit of illness going on, but Callis told me he was hoping he would be back for this game, and I can see why. The impact that he's had both defensively and now offensively, it's wonderful.
Wonderful is a perfect way to put it. An LSM getting a finish. I mean, you love to see those guys finish as a violation is called in favor of the Cal Poly Mustangs.
Possession Mustangs.
And now it'll be Cal Poly back on it, holding a 1-point lead with 6 in comparison to Chapman's 5. Kramer with the ball, just assessing his options. No need to rush. Currently hold the lead. Ursino now, marking him on defense, gets by him, played in, just fumbles that one. And the Pole trying to sneak it out, but gives away possession. Dangerous from that one, but luckily Cal Poly fumbles it out. And it will be a Chapman ball. Duffy now. With a bit of pressure. Cal Poly looking to ride them a little bit. Back to Duffy. Pandis. And a funny story. Tyler Pandis, a Southern California local, went to Tesoro High School in California, rival high school to mine, San Juan Hills High School. I remember playing him a bit, former D-pole myself, and I remember him always cooking me on offense, but no time to reminisce on the past. The Chapman Panthers on the run with the offense. Now it'll be the Panthers back with it. Sabri with a bit of a spin, has some space in front of him, plays it in, tries to get the shot off. Not able to. Adam McDonough attended Mater Dei High School, quite the prestigious school when it comes to sports, but just not able to put it into the back of the net. And now another opportunity for the Panthers. Playing it around. Finds him now. A bit of space in front, takes it inside. Back to the X. What can he do from here? DeColibus gets the shot off just a little bit too high. It was DeColibus. Second team all-conference attack. Just shot it a bit too high. Off the mark on that one. And now Cal Poly will get possession back.
Something to keep your eye on there. A few moments ago, you saw a pass from number 34, Patrick Sabri, to number 33, Adam McDonald. That offensive sophomore to sophomore connection, something to keep your eye on this season. We didn't see as much of Sabri last season, but you can expect him to come in a lot stronger with 1 year of experience under his belt.
And that experience so important. And who has time to talk about experience? Starman Sean Waterman by himself, high to low, take a bow. And that will push Cal Poly back again up to a 2-goal lead. Chapman Panthers with 5, Cal Poly with 7.
The quick turnaround there from Waterman, incredibly impressive. That was a lovely finish for a goal. He received that, knew exactly what he needed to do, where he needed to put it. And now, keep your eye on this. Ryan Beach, number 3, on the faceoff this time.
Interesting to see the freshman on faceoff, just not able to hold on to it, and it'll be Cal Poly back on the attack. Vaughn Collins, well done to win the faceoff, but ground ball is recovered by Cal Poly, 17. William Hagman, we saw him score earlier in the game. And Hagman still with it. Finds Sanders. It'll be Max Lux taking his time. Takes it inside, trying to assess his options. Now walks it into the alley to the X. Still out there, Sean Waterman. Has a defender on him. Not succumbing to the pressure. Good defense from the Panthers. Still able to hold him there. And gets it out, trying to recover it. Tyler Pandis, well done from him. And it'll be Cal Poly Mustangs still back with possession on offense. Now Sanders lining up a shot. You never want to give him that space and time, but hit and knocked out and recovered by the Chapman Panthers, but riding him very aggressively is Sanders, and he's able to get the ball back. Very good high pressure from him. And it'll be Sanders now, assessing his options, has some players around the crease, has a defender in front. Lucas Losi, short stick defensive midfielder, had pressure on him, but now Cal Poly back in front, fakes the shot inside, tries to hide it low, but fumbled, and now the ground ball is able to be recovered by Duffy. Good defense from the Panthers to knock the ball out on that one.
Absolutely, and that little slip up from Kramer, number 28 for Cal Poly. Just couldn't get the finish, couldn't recover from that slip.
And shot is made. Of course it is Nico Ursino. First time All-Conference, second time All-American. And although he plays SSDM typically, great offensive display from him.
You see a lot of his buddies up there in the stands cheering him on. This guy is a treasure out on the field and off. And, you know, defensive players that can score on the offense as well, phenomenal.
That's what you want. And you can see the bench now get riled up now with some momentum going into the final 5 minutes in this half. Chapman with 6, Cal Poly with 7, and it's been a very back and forth game so far, Alex.
It has, and you see Shovels in there fighting on that faceoff. He is determined to get that ball to his offense, keep this momentum going so that Chapman can go into the half feeling good about what they put out in the first 30 minutes.
Still with it as the timeout is called. So now, Alex, as I mentioned, Chapman Panthers were in a bit of a rut offensively scoring. Not scoring for a few minutes, but then Ursino coming out of the blue and able to put one in to get the game back to a 1-point difference. And with a little bit under 5 minutes remaining in the clock, defensively in the second half, they have been solid. They've been locking down Cal Poly's offense, somehow securing Ryan Sanders from finding that space from long range that he's had in the first quarter of action. What do you think they need to do to be able to keep up this defensive performance?
I mean, they gotta look at their unmarked guys. You know, you're seeing a couple Cal Poly guys without a Chapman defender marking them, and that puts them in an incredibly dangerous position. Now, you can recover from there with players like Hanamoto having a bit of experience, knowing how to recover mistakes like that, but you got to be a bit more active on the defensive end. Mark your guys man-to-man. Keep it very close. This is a tight game in terms of goals, in terms of speed. You want to make sure that you are like going head-to-head.
And these Chapman players going head-to-head, just getting their final changes, maybe a bit of word share as Cal Poly will be the first team to go back out to the field, ready to get underway. And you have to say, in this last quarter, not too much action for Lucas Chu, the goalie. Of course, Lucas Chu, second-time All-Conference goalie, as we previously mentioned. Goals against him last season, 154, but for saves, 204. So he is in the positive range when it comes to saves as the game is back underway. Chapman Panthers with possession. And now it'll be the Panthers assessing their options, plays it in, long shot taken, but it will just be wide. Double twos, as the announcer just said, Jack Worth. He slowed down a bit in this second quarter. In that first quarter, we saw him truly being the engine of that midfield, but now it'll be his turn to shine again. Back to Worth, Vomond. And Vomond double team on him, playing it around, back to Jack Worth. Takes it inside, has some space, shots taken, but just wide again. So Jack Worth trying to take it for himself, but just not accurate enough. And as it stands, Chapman still behind by 1. Now it'll be Vomond. Has Wilson in front. Vomond fakes him out, takes it inside. Still going. Vomond plays it to the X. He still has possession. Back to Vomond. Is able to recover the ground ball. Vomond trying to spin and find it out. Not able to. But now Worth playing it around. Long shot taken. Just above the head. It was Holden Walker, I believe, who took the shot. And it'll be possession for the Mustangs. And if you're the Cal Poly Mustangs, Alex, what are you planning or what are you thinking to be able to just close this second quarter out with the lead? How are you going to do that?
I mean, offensively, you know they're going to want to sneak in one more goal. You see Sanders with the ball down there. You know he's going to be looking for one more. They have some of their strongest offensive players out there right now, but it's just a matter of if they can finish. If this Chapman defense can hold up for a few more minutes, can keep them at bay.
And a flag is thrown by the referee. Cal Poly playing along. Plays it out to the X. Finds Waterman. Playing to Murray Osborne. Has a defender in front. Gets double teamed. Not able. Still holding on to possession. Plays it through. Just a little bit too high. Was trying to find Hagman. Flag down. Against the Chapman Panthers. It was William Hagman who tried to get on the end of that pass that went out of bounds, but it'll be the Mustangs who hold on to the ball.
Cal Poly playing in a 2-3-1 formation on that last offensive approach, but we know Chapman is tight right in front of the crease. They've got their system down. They know where to cover, who to cover. Might not be the best arrangement for Cal Poly to be trying out.
Now Waterman with some danger in the space. Shots taken in. Huge save by Duffy. Ball bounces up, able to recover, and Duffy's able to hold on to it. Very well done by the goalie. As the ball is cleared up the field now with some time and some space. Playing it around. Chapman Panthers trying to find some space, waiting for the offense to check in to the game. Bruggeman. Now it'll be Sabri. Patrick Sabri with some space. Clock ticking down to the final 2 minutes in this first half of action. And Chapman Panthers looking to get a goal, to tie the game up. Has in front. Morissette using that speed that we're all so familiar of. Playing it out. Bruggeman now holding down that far left side. Back into it to Rocco Reginelli. Spins and turns. Tries to find a shot lane. Not able to. Takes the shot anyways, and it's just too far from Rocco Reginelli on that. We know he's a dominant player in that midfield for Chapman, and on that one, just whistles by the goal as the Panthers are back on it. Tries to spin and hit it, but not able to. And it'll be a crease violation on that one.
Number 44, Dante DeColobus, often plays quite close to the crease, which can be a bit dangerous, as we see in this case. Crease violations, immediate turnover. Not something you really want at this point in the game. But when it does work out for him, right there in the crease, he can get those quick, close angle behind the back shots.
And now Chapman Panthers giving up some space, played out to the X. He's able to find Siegel. Siegel, one of the captains for this team. typically a short stick defensive midfielder, but playing on offense now. Absolutely riding him as the timeout is called. So now with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining on the clock, Chapman Panthers still trailing with 6 as the Cal Poly Mustangs have 7. And if you're Coach Callis, Alex, a bit consistent of a second quarter, not as many goals on display, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing if you're trailing. What switches does he need to make if he wants his younger players to really get going?
I mean, right off the bat, they did lock it down on defense. You see Shandon Hanamoto, number 10 for Chapman, out there putting in the work. He's leading that back line, but he's got to lead them in a way where they can translate the play into the offensive side. Now, that'll rely on players like Jack Worth, who can bridge that gap between defense and offense. Josh Vomand, another very qualified player to bridge that gap. And as we're seeing Coach Callis put out some of his most reliable attackers, Luke Morissette, Dante D. Colobus, and Adam McDonald, all 3 sharpshooters up front. You can tell Callis is looking to bank in just a couple more before the end of this quarter.
And as you were mentioning, Alex, Josh Vomand and Jack Worth, we've seen a huge connection from both of those players in that first half. Both captains as well for these teams. 2 seniors, they've played with each other down there on the field for most of their college career. And now it'll be the Chapman Panthers who need to hold off this Cal Poly side before going into the break. Little under 1 minute left, and it'll be Cal Poly showing danger. Playing it around, Murray Osborne has a defender in front, takes it for himself, finds the X. Cal Poly trying to set a pick, not able to. And it'll be back to him. Sanders, the danger man, spins and turns. We've seen that old game in the shot, just a little bit too high. And that little spin move that Ryan Sanders has, such a dangerous way. And so far in the game, it's worked for him on multiple occasions.
It has, but Chapman in a very strong defensive setup at the moment. 4 long poles with 1 short stick defensive midfielder in the center.
And a huge defensive takeaway from the Chapman Panthers. And now on a quick break. Look at the score, but it's called off. Huge play, however. Tyler Pandis, brief moment ago, number 31 for the Panthers, to just knock the ball out of the Cal Poly attacksman's hand. And if you need someone to focus on defense, Tyler Pandis is your man.
He is slightly more experienced in terms of this Chapman defense. We know it's mostly freshmen this season. Pandis, only a sophomore, yet coming in with more experience.
Tyler Pandis, only a sophomore on this team. One of the younger players, or older players, excuse me, in this defensive core. Typically goes by the nickname of Panda on his team as the players are set to get ready for this final 21 seconds of action. Clock running now. Chapman Panthers looking to tie it all up. 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Finds it on the X. The ball taken away, picked off excellently by the Cal Poly defense. Flag thrown. And looks to be a quick break, but picked off again by Pandis. And Pandis just lobs it up the field. 0.7 seconds remaining on the clock. And after that foul is announced, that will be the end of the second quarter of action. But, Alex, in the last few moments, we've seen a lot more from Tyler Pandis. Not too many big plays from him. But in the second quarter of action, he's really started to get into a groove.
He definitely has. And, you know, he's getting a little knocked around a bit by this Cal Poly offense, but he's holding up incredibly well. Just a sophomore, didn't get much play time last year. So this is essentially his debut season as a starting defenseman. And holding up well so far, forced sort of into the position of being a leader alongside Hanamoto, but doing a great job at holding up under the pressure that he's receiving from players like Sanders and Waterman.
And with that, it was Josh Vomand who gave up the penalty. And the clock ticks down. Final action of play from Jack Kramer. And now Cal Poly will go into the half with the lead. Currently as it stands, Chapman 6, Cal Poly 7, and you have to say, Alex, it was the Chapman Panthers who came out flying in the first few moments. However, the Cal Poly Mustangs galloped their way to get some points up on the board and currently hold a 1-point lead. Very close game, though, something we might not have anticipated before the game.
Absolutely. Chapman definitely was ranked a bit higher coming into this game. Cal Poly, Coach Wyerter said that, this was going to be their first real challenge of the season. Chapman was going to put up a pretty tough barrier for them. But so far, they are showing up and showing out. Ryan Sanders with 4 goals so far, just in the first half alone. You can expect him to put up possibly a few more, don't you think?
Well, if he continues to play the way that he has played, I'm sure that he's going to be able to keep on giving some fireworks. Very good displays, of course, from both teams, but Cal Poly just holding the edge a bit. And for this young defense, how do you think they've done?
I think they've done very, very well holding up so far under this pressure.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they do, but now down on the sideline, again, we have our very own reporter, Lisa Wong. Lisa, what do you got?
Wow, I mean, guys, this was just a crazy first half. It's coming out to be a much closer game than we anticipated. I got to chat really briefly with one of the team captains from the Chapman Panthers, Jack Worth, number 22, who says that with just a couple more tweaks, that's it. They just got to lock down Ryan Sanders from the Cal Poly Mustangs, who scored 4 out of 7 goals just within the first quarter. And so in the locker room, hopefully they'll be able to really talk through those tweaks that they want to make. And we're really excited to see what the third and fourth quarter has to bring. And now, with that being said, we're going to go to a really fun little halftime package that we have prepared for you, a little Valentine's Day gift, if you will, from all of us at CSBN. Enjoy.
Arms are big like apples.
Is your name Ben? Because Bow Wow, man. Because like Ben Bauman, like your name.
That was a solid one. That was a solid one.
Okay, okay.
That was okay. Are you a lacrosse ball? Because I want to cradle you.
Did you see the mistake in this week's music charts? They forgot that you're the hottest single.
Thanks, man. If you were a steak, you'd be well done.
Why'd you look at me like that?
Your zest challenges me in ways I could only dream of.
Your arms are big like apples. Apples I want to eat.
Okay, -1 point. You have a delicious ability to see the field. And me.
Your head is like a lacrosse ball because they're round. I like that.
Can I be your goalkeeper? I promise to protect your heart.
I may be a goalkeeper, but I let you slip past my line of defense.
When we're doing drills with him, I can't focus with you on the sidelines.
I don't know why that was funny. There's 20 letters in the alphabet. I forgot. You are a QT.
Hey Jack, you're worth it to me.
You gotta keep a straight face here. Do you have a raisin? How about a date?
Why did that make me laugh, bro? Okay. Are you a Chapman Panther? Because I want to get my paws all over you. Good.
Look, I'll be honest with you. You're gonna have to play man down because you've got me on my knees in the penalty box.
Bro. That's crazy.
That's my best one.
That's crazy.
Are you strategically arranged carbon atoms? Because you shine bright like a diamond.
I don't know 3 of the words you just said, so that one's not gonna get me. There's nothing in the rule book about.
Do you live in California? Cause you make my earthquake.
Oh, do I? Do I make
Maybe.
it quake?
Maybe.
Every Adam needs his Eve. How about you be mine?
Nah.
I thought I was gonna get him, dude.
Nah.
You really
You're
looked
just-
at me with those eyes.
Your
with
eyes,
that one,
your eyes are
too.
the weirdest part.
You're attracted to him, dude. Be honest.
We may play on opposite ends of the field, but I'd rather just be close to you.
They say offense wins games, but your defense is really bad.
You need some work on that one.
He plays poker. He's really good at straight face.
I would cross the restriction line just to get you. Come on! It's too easy.
When I see your face, the whole world stops and stares.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
And we are back here at Wilson Field Happy Valentine's Day for all of you listening at home. If you're just checking in here at the halftime, my name is Lucas Patton up here in the commentator's booth, accompanied by the one and only Alex Dorr. And in that first half of action, it was the Chapman Panthers who got off to a quick start with 3 quick succession goals. But then it was the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Sanders, number 25 for the Cal Poly Mustangs, who scored 3 goals in the first quarter and 1 in the second. 4 goals out of the 7 that Cal Poly have been from him, and then 2 from number 1, Sean Waterman. These 2 players have been absolutely phenomenal, and now with around 30 minutes in total remaining in this game in general, it'll be the Chapman Panthers who need to come back and bring it back to a tied game. Back underway now here at Wilson Field. From the X, Waterman plays it to him. Fakes the shot, has a man in front. Very well done defensively. And holding on to the ball now in the X. Trying to find a man, finds it out to him, and long shot fakes it. Sanders now playing it around, just misses that one. Not able to hold on to it. It was Hagman on that one. Plays it out to the X. Holding on to it, plays it out, and it's tipped by the Chapman defense, and now the Mustangs all the way back towards the half, now in the alley. And now it'll be the Mustangs holding on to possession. Already a minute gone by in this third quarter of action, and it has been all Mustangs. Tries to line up the shot, has some of the Chapman defense in front, plays it around, tries the low shot, just bounces off the Chapman defender. And now back in, and it's saved by the one and only, the freshman goalie, Ryan Sugart, CSBN favorite, and that is his first save of his collegiate career. What a moment for the freshman.
We were hoping to see him in that goal tonight, and there he is.
Absolute cinematic stuff from the freshman goalie on that one, and now it'll be the Chapman Panthers' turn to try to tie this game up at 7. Playing it around, Worth holding on to it, has Bowman, and there's that Bowman and Worth connection that we've seen in this entire game. Josh Bowman with it, has a defender in front, takes it for himself, plays it out to the X. Trying to find its side, back to Worth. And as we've mentioned before, Alex, Worth really the engine of this game. And he's showing it off in this third quarter as he checks in the space. Shots taken, and it's in! Of course it's in to tie up the game. Number 42, the man, the myth, the captain of the team, Luke Morissette, of course. He scores, and what an absolutely beautiful individual goal from him on this one.
Remarkable there, off of a pass from Worth. Morissette running in with that speed and that precision. Of course, getting the energy and the support from this Chapman bench. They are a team both on and off the field, but a phenomenal finish from Morissette, that senior-to-senior connection that we could hope to see a bit more of in the second half.
And of course, Shevelson wins the face-off, and now Chapman Panthers going with a bit of momentum. 2.5 minutes, gone by on the clock, and already the Chapman Panthers are able to tie it all up at 7. Now it'll be Bruggeman with the ball. Holding on to it, has a defender in front, plays it out to Rocco Reginelli. Back to Bruggeman. And trying to size up his man, Wilson is able to get by him. Plays it out to the X under some high pressure. Finds Rocco Reginelli. Reginelli spins and turns, tries to get inside, not able to, holding on to the ball. Cal Poly's defense holding strong. Trying to get the inside, Morissette spinning and turning, trying to line up the shot, not able to. Very well defense from this Mustang side. Back to Morissette now. Morissette under high pressure, it'll be a foul, played in and not able to get it. Foul down there. It appears it was against Luke Morissette, I believe. It'll be a slashing call. 30 seconds now the Chapman Panthers have on the replay. You can see there bit of physicality, but it'll be the Mustangs now playing man-down defense. And now a huge opportunity for the Panthers to finally get a lead in this game.
6-on-5 opportunity comes at starts at 11:45.
Kyle is taking immediate advantage of that, putting in his more experienced, more reliable players up front. You see the McDonald to Worth connection. That is a great link up that we've seen be successful before in the past.
As the ball is out, it was Jack Worth who tried to get the shot. And we've seen a few shots from him, just not on target. But now it'll be the Panthers back on it. Worth to Vomand. And Vomand finding him, but gives away possession. Very well done. Picked off by the Mustangs. It'll be number 22, Will Rackos, the defender. And now the Mustangs just waiting and setting up their offense. It'll be Anthony Mills, the defender, who has him. Great to see a freshman like Anthony Mills get so many reps. Now roll passing it out. No need to rush if you're the Mustangs. Still 10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Bell. Called, and it'll be a Chapman ball after the possession switch. And now the Mustangs set up their defense, and the Panthers waiting to set up their offense. Bruggeman back on the ball. We've seen him a lot on that far side of the field on offense in this second half of action. Hopefully he'll be able to make some fireworks.
Absolutely, and Bruggeman, bit of a smaller player, but that's really just to his advantage on the offensive side. He can weave in and out of defenders incredibly well and got on the score sheet last time out against Cal Poly.
And now checks in from the X, gets hit on the head, still with it. Gives up the ball, but is able to recover the ground ball. DeColobus, excuse me. And now tries to get the pass. Luke Morissette just above the head. The senior attackman. And now will be the Mustangs back underway. So pretty back and forth sequence of action. Still tied up all at 7. And what have you seen from either side's offense in the last few moments, Alex?
It's very toe-to-toe out there. The offense really pushing. Jack Worth definitely working as that engine, but not quite able to get the finishes he's looking for. Now, offensively for Cal Poly, they've been shut down a little bit in the last few minutes. They're going to want to get back out on that with players like Luke Hauser, who's willing to kind of put in that grunt work, fight his way around these defenders, and get the ball forward to players like Sanders, like Waterman for the flashy finish.
And now it'll be Cal Poly in the danger zone. Tries to find the pass to the middle, takes the shot in and just far off. A little bit to the right on that one. But a very, very dangerous save. And I believe it was a save from Sugar, the freshman. But now Sanders, a man he'll need to watch out for. Has that long range shot, lines it up. And beautiful again and again and again. That is Ryan Sugarhart's 5th goal of the night, Alex. There is absolutely no stopping him.
Yeah, Adam Sanders on that last goal. 5th goal of the night, tying his season record so far. He has doubled his record tonight. He came into this game with 5 goals on the books. Let's make it 10.
Let's make it 10, and if he continues this form, big potential opportunity for him to get double digits in this game. Ryan Sanders, a tremendous player. We knew coming into this game that he was good, but he is showing his value down there on the field as Cal Poly takes the lead with 8. And Chapman Panthers with a little bit of work to do. But regaining possession for the Panthers, it was Losey. And still holding on to it. Lucas Losey just waiting for his offense to get on. Passing it out.
And on that last face-off, we actually saw number 7 for Cal Poly, Josh Bailey, a transfer from Moore Park Raiders and a triple threat as an LSM, defenseman, and a Fogo. Has picked up a few reps in the past few games.
As the shot is almost made. There's a crease violation on that one. Tried to get the shot off. Holden Walker just stepped into the crease. caused the foul, and now Cal Poly will be back on it. Max Lux holding possession. Now playing it back, finding in the X. It'll be Waterman. We've seen him in that X position for the majority of this game. Just waiting for the ball to get to him. Now playing it back out to the 30. Now finding him again, Lux. We've seen a lot of involvement from Max Lux. Senior midfielder, he's been tremendous. Now Sean Waterman trying to take it inside, takes the shot and just not able to. Too far off to the left on that one. And we've seen a lot of Sean Waterman getting it in the X, then checking in and trying to crease jump the shot. If he keeps this up, he's a dangerous man as the crease shot is made again, but just squeaks by. It was number 15, Max Lux this time. The all-conference midfielder in 2022 and the honorable All-American midfielder. He has been tremendous so far.
Shot after shot from Cal Poly, and eventually, if they're able to keep up this momentum, you know one is going to make it into the back of the net, which is got to be a little bit nerve-wracking for Sugart. Fresh into the game, but holding his own so far.
And Sugart with the save. Again on that one. That is his second of the night. Huge save from Ryan Sugart. Oh, you love to see that.
You do, and in his own words, making saves is fun and important. Strong words from the freshman there.
Strong words from him indeed. As the Chapman Panthers will set in their offense. Rocco Reginelli now back in the game. Getting possession, has Wilson in front. Rocco to Bruggeman. Bruggeman playing it out to the X. Rocco Reginelli in the back. Tries to take it inside, assessing his options. Takes it in, takes the shot, and huge save by Lucas Chu on that one. Dangerous look for Reginelli on that one. Hopefully, he'll be able to get this game all tied up.
Reginelli looking to give the folks a little sizzle. Had a phenomenal freshman year, and you can expect him to come out with just a little bit more pace this season. Kalish mentioned him when I talked to him previously this week. He said that he's one of those players he's got his eye on. It's going to have a solid impact on the game throughout the season as he gets warmed up and kind of loosens up his boots a little bit on this field.
Although he may be a sophomore, Rocco Reginelli, he does have a certain swagger when you see him out there on the field. Always an immediate threat. But now the Cal Poly Mustangs showing a threat and a huge moment of defense from Ursino, just bodying off his defender but not able to get possession back. Now Cal Poly back on the ball, holding onto it quickly. Majewski spinning, turning, gets the better of his man now from the X's. Playing it through, has some defenders in front of him but plays it out. Ursino in front. Plays him and gets checked, but able to hold on to the ball. And very well recovered by the Chapman defense, and Sugart is able to find his player and clear. And now back underway. Chapman Panthers with some space, holding it in the alley. His captain, my captain, Luke Morissette, who plays it out to Worth. And now Worth has Walker. Finds Vomand. Has Siegel in front. And Vomand just taking his time, assessing his options. Trying to find some openings in the defense. Vomand playing it back. And now back to Worth. Worth takes it inside. What can he do, Jack Worth? Just tips it in the air, but the Chapman Panthers able to hold on to it. Very well done from Vomand. Now back to Jack Worth. Playing it around Walker. Back to Worth. Steady possession for these Chapman Panthers. And now it'll be back to Captain Morissette, who takes it inside. Finds the pack to Worth. Worth takes it and just whispers by the right post. And a very good display of offense, but just not able to finish it with a goal.
Incredibly well on the offensive side from the Panthers. You could see Cal Poly struggling a little bit on that man-to-man defense, getting a little bit confused on who is marking who, which left some open spaces. Worth able to capitalize on that, but not quite able to secure the finish.
And now it'll be Volman who tries to get it, but just gives away possession. Shot clock violation, and now a quick break for the Mustangs. Chapman's defense trying to get in quickly and get set, able to hold him off, and now it'll be Sanders. Sanders with Losi in front. Just plays it off to his teammate, waiting for the offense to get set. No need to rush, of course, with the lead at 8 points. Clicking down to just 3 minutes and 10 seconds, remaining on the clock. And so far, Cal Poly still holds the lead. Chapman with 7. Cal Poly Mustangs with 8. Now it'll be Waterman in the back, is able to get the ball back in front for the Mustangs. Takes it in, back to the X for Waterman. One-handed catch, beautiful from him. With some strong defense from this Panthers, just pushing him all the way back into the corner. Pandis loses his man, takes the shot, and huge save. Third of the night. Ryan Sugar, the freshman goalie, is absolutely showing out, and now it's Ben Bauman who just gets leveled on offense, able to get up and get out, switching out for the offense. But Ryan Sugar, we have to talk about that. 3 saves already on the night. Good display from the freshman.
Phenomenal way to come in. A great way to start your collegiate career. It's got to boost his confidence as well as Coach Callis's confidence in him.
Now it'll be DeColibus. Sabri playing it back to the middle. Reginelli finds him out wide. Trying to get by him, plays it out to the X. It'll be DeColibus again, who takes it inside, has a man in front, finds the pass, but just misguides that one. Missed pass from Patrick Sabri. And it will lead to a Mustangs ball. Luckily, Chapman able to get their switches in defensively. So in the last few moments, Alex, not too much offense, but you have to say, toe-to-toe game in this third quarter of action.
Most definitely. Now you're seeing a bit more physicality from the Chapman defense. You'll see Tyler Pandis out there flinging that stick around. He's getting aggressive. Same with Russell Wilkinson, number 20, the LSM for Chapman today. He's also getting quite a bit more physical. You saw that tackle on Ben Bauman, number 35. He was on his way out to the sidelines. When he saw that ball, scooped it back up and decided to keep it in play for the Panthers. Again, got tackled on that one, but good recovery from the Panthers.
Good recovery indeed, and they're looking to hold strong. Long shot taken, and it's again Ryan Sanders. There is absolutely no stopping him, and he has been phenomenal on the night. That, I believe, his 6th goal of the game. And now Cal Poly stretching out their lead to 2 goals with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining on the clock. And just look at this shot. Absolutely tremendous possession from them. Just waits for him and nails it shut, Ryan Sanders. There's no stopping him in this game, Alex.
Truly no stopping him, and a great assist from sophomore Parker Zimajewski. One shot against Santa Clara, didn't put up as many stats as when Cal Poly played USC, but has had a significant impact on the attacking force of Cal Poly throughout this game.
And now it'll be Cal Poly again. Back with the possession, Max Lux. Cal Poly still with possession, calling out a call. It'll be Kramer inside. Kramer's shot just a little bit too high on that one. The grad student played all 14 games last season for this team. 3rd team all-conference midfielder. Had 6 goals, 5 assists, 5 ground balls in last season. As Cal Poly holds it in. Just holding on to the ball, not wanting to give out anything, playing it out. Back to Kramer. Shot clock ticking down. Kramer takes the shot, and it's just to the right of him. Jack Kramer missing that one, a bit too far off to the right. And now the clock will click down as a goal again is made by Ryan Sanders. A bit of confusion on that one, so quick to happen. Strike of lightning from him, his 7th goal of the night, Alex. He has been electric.
Electric indeed, and you couldn't ask for a better 7th goal than right on the buzzer, sneaking that one in last minute. Impressive work from Sanders throughout this game. He has held up his energy throughout the entirety of the first, second, and now third quarter.
He sure has held it up. Absolutely huge displays. And in this third quarter of action, we saw a lot from this Cal Poly side. Of course, we saw three goals, and every single one of them coming from Sanders. He has been absolutely huge for this offense, as we kind of predicted towards the beginning of the game.
We did. We talked about him quite a little bit. Got a few notes in on him, but I honestly don't know if we prepared enough for the energy that he brought. This was beyond what I would have expected from a singular player. You know, it's hard to carry a team as one leader, but Sanders is proving that it's possible.
It's possible indeed, but now from Chapman's side, you have to talk about him. The freshman goalie, Ryan Sugart, up here in the booth. He's one of our favorites that we picked out, and he has been showing it off, making some huge saves in front of senior players. Although he has conceded a few, you have to say, well done, Ryan.
You really do. I mean, 3 goals, it's not something that any goalie wants to concede within one quarter, but we're talking about a freshman goalie going up against the 5th highest goal scorer in the MCLA for 2024. That is a phenomenal stat. Sugart, I mean, we wanted to see him, we hope to see him. He showed up and he showed out. He's doing a phenomenal job, is getting reps into the 4th quarter. Now Cal is choosing to keep him in.
And I'm sure if you're Jack Duffy, the starting goalie, you're going to be proud of your freshman who came in and has been playing very well too, mind you. Jack Duffy, of course, a junior, typically the starter. But also you have to talk about number 25 for this Chapman side. Lozano, not too much, but Cal Poly's number 25, Sanders, has been huge, and hopefully he'll be able to continue his form of action in this final quarter. In possession now with Chapman. It'll be Ursino. He's been a bit quiet. One of the better players when it comes to rankings on this team, but not too much from him in this game.
Yeah, I saw him a bit more on the defensive end. It's tough in the transition to offense. He's definitely a defensive midfielder. He understands the defensive play of this Chapman side, but it can be a bit of a struggle when you're a more experienced, more senior player working with a younger defense, trying to find the way that you fit in, the way that they fit around you, and where you guys can meet in the middle.
And that'll be more set playing it around. Vomand still in the shot. Vomand takes the shot and is saved by Lucas Chu, who gets a beautiful clear to his teammate with some space now. Very well cleared by Chu, and now it'll be back to Ryan Sanders, the danger man. If there's a player who this defense doesn't want to be seeing in front of him, it is Ryan Sanders. And now Cal Poly will hold the bulk of possession. Jack Kramer calling out a play, has some time and some space. 48 seconds remaining on the clock. Tries to take it in, and an easy little save for Ryan Sugart. Maybe a bit of a mishit from him, but I'm sure Sugart won't mind that. Another stat for him as the Chapman Panthers are able to recover. Colobus trying to recover it. Not able to, and it appears it will be a Chapman possession. And with 13 minutes and 21 seconds remaining on the clock, Chapman currently, as it stands, a 3-point deficit. Chapman Panthers with 7, Cal Poly Mustangs with 10. And if you're Coach Callis, you're going to want your offense, to maybe get a move on.
You definitely are. You're going to want a bit more speed in this final quarter. It can be tough to gain momentum when you are down in the third. It's not necessarily the position you want to be in, but Callis knows that these guys want this win. They came in incredibly confident. They wanted a specific result, and I don't think they're going to stop fighting until they get that result.
And Reginelli playing it out to the X. Now with some space, takes a shot and huge finish. Absolutely huge finish from the Chapman Panthers. It'll be number 33, Adam McDonald. And we know that he's prevalent on that offense, although he's only a sophomore. Absolutely huge goal from him, as we see on the replay, and missile towards that near post.
McDonald, 2 goals last time out against Cal Poly, assisted by number 44, Dante DeColobus, who was big on goals last year, less on the assisting end, but this year seems to be working a bit as that provider, finding those younger guys to get those finishes for him.
Finding the younger guys as Siegel is able to hold on to the ball for the Mustangs. Panthers setting out their best defense. These are the moments where they need to really show up and show out if you're these Chapman defenders. 12 minutes in, around 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Chapman Panthers with 8. Cal Poly Mustangs with 10. A little bit of work to do if you're Coach Callis, especially if you're Coach Eggman, who's in charge of this offense. You have not that much time to make some final adjustments.
Final adjustments do seem to be needed, yet in terms of offensive depth, Callis has used every player that could be a formidable force against Cal Poly. He's used his most reliable guys. It's really just a matter of bridging that gap between defense and offense, getting the recovery, getting clears like this one that you see from Mills here. Cal Poly not riding this clear as much as you would expect at this point in the game.
As you said, not riding the Chapman defense as much, just allowing them to play it around in the back, not putting pressure on their younger defense core. As Morset holds the ball, waiting for his offense to get on. Vomond plays it out, and back to Vomond. Has Wilson in front. We've seen this matchup throughout the entirety of the night. Vomond gets ahead of him. Just waiting for him, plays it to the X. Almost gets a pick, but Chapman holding on to possession, still with it. Plays it out, fakes the shot, takes it, and just deflects off a defender. And now dangerous for Cal Poly. A quick break. Chapman with only 3 defenders back. It'll be Sanders, plays it in by himself, and Sugart makes the save 1v1, but Cal Poly still with the ball. And it'll be the Chapman Panthers who are able to recover. Ryan Sugart take a bow as the Chapman Panthers move it quickly to offense. Looks to take this shot, plays it around, has space and goal! And who better than Luke Morissette? Of course, excuse me, not Luke Morissette. It was Adam McDonald, 2 goals back-to-back for him, and now Chapman Panthers with a 1-point deficit, closing the gap. Alex, what do you have to say?
Incredible speed, defense to offense, the turnaround there, the save from Sugar, incredibly fast reaction time from the freshman, and then up into the young sophomore talent of McDonald. A phenomenal goal. You saw the speed on that finish. That is incredibly impressive. McDonald is up there for those goals. That is his role. He knows what he has to do, and he is willing to do it.
Straight through the legs of Lucas Chu on that one, and now a 1-point game in the final 10 minutes of action here at Wilson Field. And Chapman appear to be back on the break, just waiting for their offense to get set. Cal Poly staying tight on man coverage. Now it'll be Bruggeman. Has Spivey in front. Playing it back to him. Rocco Reginelli now in the game. Playing it back to Bruggeman. Bruggeman takes it inside, has a defender with him. That'll be Morset who plays it out to Sabri. Sabri tries to get something on it, just not able to get it through the goal. And there'll be a crease violation from Patrick Sabri, but you love to see the Panthers with such a big offensive display in the final 9 minutes in this game. You can't call who's going to win in this one as the Chapman Panthers try to get the ball back, but huge play from Siegel. Huge from him. One of the star players for the Cal Poly Mustangs as a timeout is called. So Alex, less than 10 minutes left in this game, and boy is it a close one. Chapman Panthers with 9, Cal Poly with 10. And what can the Panthers do to just hold on and not give up more goals in this game? Ryan Sugar, for being a freshman, he has been phenomenal in this second half of action.
He has been. His reaction time, faster than fast, quicker than quick. He is speed. That guy has got it locked down back there, an incredibly promising talent. And the quick turnaround is what we've seen Chapman have the most success with in this game. Turnarounds like that last goal from McDonald. He knew what he had to do. He had the reaction time to do it. Now, McDonald is one of those players that is phenomenal at noticing when a defender has his head turned, when he can take advantage of a bit of a blind spot on the Cal Poly side and finish strong.
Finish strong, excuse me, indeed. And if the Panthers are going to want to hold on to this one, Coach Eggerman with a big opportunity to show what he's got. Offensive coordinator for the Chapman Panthers. And as the Panthers walk out to the field, 9.5 minutes remaining of action.
In that last replay there, you saw Lucas Losi getting pretty physical. This is his first season where he's getting a solid amount of play time, just a sophomore, showing a lot of promise, definitely on Callis's watch list as someone to keep an eye out for throughout the game, throughout the rest of the season. Has proved to be a solid and reliable backup for Ursino at the short stick defensive midfield position.
So far, he's been great at SSDM. And now it'll be the Cal Poly Mustangs in a dangerous position, looking to push that lead to 2 goals. Currently, as it stands, Spin has some space, plays it out from distance. Can he do it? Long shot, and it's saved again by Ryan Shugart. Again, he's been phenomenal in this second half.
Shugart with the eyes of an eagle down there. He has got it down. He's also doing a phenomenal job at communicating with his defensive players, something that could be tricky as a freshman coming in, bridging that defensive gap between some of the older guys. But Shugart, paired with a young defense, not a combination you would expect to be incredibly successful, but it seems to be working out pretty well so far.
And these young athletes in defense have done tremendous so far as Jack Worth bodies through 2 defenders and has some space now, plays it in the middle, tries to line up the shot, just not able to. And now it'll be back to Worth. Bowman back in the game. Just assessing his options. Plays it out back. Back to him, and now it'll be Bowman with possession. Wilson in front, and Bowman gets the better of him, plays it out to the X. DeColobus. Back to him. Panthers holding on to the possession very well. Little under 8 minutes left on the clock. Takes it inside the crease, shot it in! And the Chapman Panthers will be tied again. It is Adam McDonald. And there has been no stopping him. He has showed up in this fourth quarter of action. And now it is all tied up at 10.
3 goals for 33 in the fourth quarter. Call him Lightning McQueen. This guy is a one-man show, and he is showing out today. Incredible speed, high to low on that last strike. He saw his opportunity. He took it.
Speechless. Adam McDonald with a huge play. 3 goals in the fourth quarter. No playing around. And now the stakes are set. Around 7.5 minutes remaining in this last quarter of action, and it's tied up at 10-10. Now the Mustangs holding on to possession. Siegel playing it to Sanders. You never want to see him with space, especially in a game this close, but has defenders in front. Just taking his time, waiting for the offense to get on the field. Little under 60 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Back to Sanders. Has a man in front. Sanders tries to line up the long shot. Takes it, and it's bounced and left of Ryan Shugart. Dangerous look. However, from Sanders, if you're the Chapman defense, you cannot allow those looks.
You don't. That shot may have been out of the dirt and into the tulips, but still a dangerous look from Sanders and not something you want to be letting slide when it's tied up 10-10 with just under 7 minutes left in the fourth.
And some great defense from the Panthers to just hold him up on that one. But it's played out. Back to him. Bell. Chapman Panthers staying compressed around the crease. Bell spins. Trying to find him and by himself. And it's saved. Tipped off the post. Ryan Sanders almost with a golden moment. But as it stands, it's still 10-10 as a flag is thrown. It just bounced out as the referee will call the foul. And what a moment. Ryan Sanders hitting the top post and out. Almost getting it almost getting a point up as Russell Wilkinson is the foul in the penalties box for 1 minute. So now the Chapman Panthers playing man-down defense. A lot of work needed if they're going to want to hold on to this tie.
Definitely a lot of work needed. Now in that man-down defense position, Callis likes to bring in number 35, Ben Bauman, a bit of a long stick Lorax down there. He's been working on his mustache lately. But a solid defensive spread from Chapman. You have their four corners that they've got covered with Ursino in the very center.
Long shot taken, and again, hits the post and bounces off the ankle of Ryan Sugar. I'm sure he won't mind. And now, 5.5 minutes remaining, and it's still all tied up. Playing it to the X, somehow was able to hold on to it. Very good finesse from him. Plays it out to himself, but just passes it over his head. He was all by himself back there. Jack Worth had no player in front of him. And with little time remaining on the clock, those are the shots you need to take advantage of. And now it'll be the Mustangs with a dangerous look. 5.5 minutes remaining on the clock. And we got a tied game. And now it'll be played into the crease, and it's saved! Again and again! The freshman Ryan Shugart. There is no getting by him, Alex.
None at all. And we have seen this guy in practice week in and week out. I talked to you about him a lot. We wanted to see him in this game. We were really hoping for this moment, and he did not disappoint.
Not disappoint at all. His first collegiate game. And Ryan Shugart is not playing around. And it still stands. Chapman 10, Cal Poly 10, under 5 minutes remaining. And Reginelli getting by his defender, picked up by Morset. And now Luke Morset waiting for the offense to get set. Plays it back to Langley. Typically an SSDM, but now he's out there for the offense. Number 14 now out, but it'll be 34. Played into the box for two and just bounces over Elijah Bruggeman, the Denver, Colorado local, just not able to take advantage of that. And it will be a very close game. Chapman Panthers back on the attack. Played in, trying to assess the options. Played out, has a defender in front. It'll be Rocco Reginelli, and it's saved by Lucas Chu. And Reginelli almost with the heroic goal under 4 minutes on the clock. Chapman offense, riding Cal Poly defense, but they're able to get out. And now it'll be Cal Poly's turn to see what they can do on offense.
Strong from Chu on that save. Received a bit of a hit down on his knee back there, but keeping his eye on the game, ready to spring back up when needed.
And now it'll be on the attack, and it's saved by Ryan Shugart again and again and again. Game is still tied. 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock. And it'll be the Mustangs who get back underway.
And to think he's just a freshman. This is just year one. Imagine what he's going to be able to do in his next 3 years at Chapman, coming in when Chapman is losing one of their all-time best goalies with Jason Bollinger. Bringing in a young, promising talent like this has got to feel great for Callis.
And here we go. Now the Mustangs on the attack. Has the crease by himself. Picked off by the Chapman defense. and a huge play at this stage in the game, and he's running with it. Shannon Hanamoto plays it to the takes shot, and it's just over. So close, but so far. Nico Orsino almost got it, and under 3 minutes remaining, Alex. This game is too close to be called.
It's crunch time, man. And these Panthers have got to find a way to get that finish. Sugar really covering them on the defensive end with quite the struggle from Vomand and Siegel.
And Siegel recovering very well. And now the Mustangs, clock ticking down to almost the last 2 minutes of this game, and it is tied at 10. Here at Wilson Field, Chapman Panthers home opening game, and we couldn't ask for a better watch. Chapman 10, Cal Poly 10. 2 minutes remaining on the clock, and it'll be Cal Poly with possession, running into it by himself. Tries to play it around. Now it'll be Sanders playing it out to the alley. Takes it inside. Tries to line up the long shot. Fakes it out to Sanders. And it's tipped. And he's not able to get it on that one. But huge defensive moment from Shannon Hanamoto. One of the leaders of this defense. And now minute 40 remaining on the clock. It's still tied at 10. Now inside. Played it to the X. By himself, tipped and recovered by the Chapman Panthers, tries to get the ground ball. Russ Wilkinson brought in, and now the clock ticking down to a minute 20. The freshman goalie Sugar with the ball. It's too close to call, Alex.
It is too close to call, and you saw Callis down there on the sidelines yelling at his guys. He knows what needs to happen. He just needs these guys to translate it into good, high-quality lacrosse that they know how to play. They just need to capitalize on their finishing opportunities.
And now in the final minute, it'll be Orsino, one of the All-American players on this Chapman side, as the timeout is called by Coach Callis. Alex, under a minute to go. Back and forth, each team saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. And on Valentine's Day and on a home opener for Chapman, this game is too close to call.
It absolutely is. Now scoreless in the last several minutes. Tension is building on both sides. You're seeing phenomenal saves from Ryan Sugar, the freshman goalkeeper for Chapman. You're seeing some fantastic saves from Lucas Chu, the senior goalkeeper for Cal Poly. End to end, this field is covered. Now, defensively, they've clearly got it covered. We got to switch it onto the offense.
The defense has done their job, and specifically freshman goalie Ryan Shugart has done his job. He has been absolutely phenomenal. His first collegiate game, he's been tremendous. Alex, what do you have to say about him?
Hey, not a single goal has gotten past him in the fourth quarter. That is an incredible stat to be proud of. No matter how this game ends, Ryan Sugar can go home and say, you know what I did today? I stood up against a team that has the 5th highest goal scorer in the MCLA. I didn't really let him get to me.
Well, Ryan Sugar, for sure, has some stats to hold his head up to. But now, it'll be Cal Poly who go out to the field for the final minute of action here at Wilson Field. Chapman Panthers looking for a treat on this Valentine's Day night. And it's too close, as I mentioned previously, to call, Alex. 56 seconds remaining on the clock, all tied up. And listen to that Panther crowd. You can hear them roar as the game is back underway. It'll be Jack Worth to get us started. Assessing his options, no need to rush. He has that expertise on his shoulders. Walker now has Siegel in front. And Walker just waiting it out, trying to wait for this defense, maybe just potentially wanting to push it into overtime. And Holden Walker, the Broomfield native from Colorado, just holding on to it, little spin from him. Just grinding out time, final 20 seconds, need to get going if they want to score on this drive. Play to the X. And Luke in with it, still has it, playing it around Vomand. Worth now still has it, playing it inside, is able to hold on to it. Tries to check in, is not able to, and shot just too far to the right. And it will be overtime here at Wilson Field. You couldn't ask for a better game on a Friday night. The floodlights are open. And at Wilson Field, Alex, we're going into overtime.
We are. This is not your average game. Cal Poly coming in, the unexpected underdog, into the home court of the Chapman Panthers, who thought they had this one in the bag. However, Cal Poly coming in with an incredible amount of confidence after 2 wins against 2 solid teams. You meet that confidence with more confidence, and you get an electric game.
Electric game indeed. These are the moments where heroes are made. As you can see on the replay, the final shot of the 4th quarter, just slightly too far off to the right. It would have been huge. And Alex, we got a tied game.
We do, and good thinking from Walker there on running out that shot clock. If that shot had gone in, that would have been the money maker for Chapman. You saw Vomond down there, along with Siegel, captains meeting in the center, looking at how this overtime is going to go. It's looking like we're going to have 2 3-minute periods of overtime.
3 minutes of overtime for either side to try. 4 minutes, excuse me, of overtime. An opportunity for both teams to have some of their players go down in their school's history. And you have to say, for the Chapman Panthers, freshman Ryan Sugart, I'm sure, is going to hold his head above his shoulders from the performance that he's displayed in this game.
See him gearing up in goal down there right now. He knows that this is crunch time.
And the Chapman Panthers, it appears, will give away possession, but ball tipped and tries to recover it, not able to. But still in the danger zone, and Cal Poly will recover. But the Chapman offense riding this defense with high pressure. Lucas Chu has a man behind him playing rather high, and somehow was able to find the defender. Great finesse from him.
Bit of a reminder for y'all watching at home. First goal wins the game. That is how high stakes this is. That is the pressure on Sanders' shoulders.
Golden goal rules, and it'll be Cal Poly on offense. Kramer now on the ball, checks into the 20, tries to spin to line up his options, plays it back out to the danger man, Ryan Sanders. Has a defender in front, but Sanders knows he can take those long shots. Tries to line up a shot, takes it, and it's just squeezed by the post. Near side miss from Ryan Sanders. And these are the moments where you need to be consistent in front of goal. Cal Poly holding on to possession. And it's too close to call as the ball's taken again and just above the head of Ryan Sugart. This Chapman defense somehow managing to not concede. Alex, too close of a game.
Incredibly close. You can bet Ryan Sugar's heart might have skipped a beat on those last 2 shots. It's looking dangerous out there, but Ursino on the defense, you know he's got you covered. He's incredibly experienced, knows what he's doing out there.
And now it'll be the Mustangs just holding on to possession. 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Played out to the X. And now from distance, can he make the shot? And it's saved by Sugart. The freshman comes up. Sean Waterman, number 1 for Cal Poly, not able to take advantage of his space. And it'll stay a tied game.
Incredible speed from the freshman, and we're looking like what looks to be a bit of an injury on 31, Tyler Pandis. Not something you want to see for a strong defensive player at this point in the game, but Chapman's transition to the attack is exactly what they need. As we go for a timeout for Chapman, you can bet Sugar is going to get a few pats on the back for his performance in the last few minutes.
Huge performance from the freshman goalie, and coming into this game, people might not have seen it, as we see on the replay. Somehow, some way, is able to read the velocity of that ball to just get in the way of it. Save after save. Ryan Sugart turning out to be the hero of this Chapman defense as the teams meet to go over some final adjustments.
Absolutely, and you saw in that last save, Sugart getting the ball right back out to Mills. Freshman to freshman on the defense. I mean, we've talked about it a lot. It's a young team on the defensive end. It's more experienced offensively, but they are holding it together. We have been scoreless for over 15 minutes at this point. That is a solid amount of time to build incredible tension, put a lot of pressure on these top scorers as well as these goalies.
10-10, all tied up with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this first small quarter, half of overtime. And currently as it stands, the Cal Poly's offense has been showing off, and now it's the Chapman Panthers' turn to show what they got.
You heard Don't Stop Believin' by Journey playing throughout the speakers in this field. Just a bit of a reminder for these guys that they gotta keep that mentality going. They can't give up on what they want.
Now play to the X. Tries to check into space. Mustangs taking it with lots of pressure. Just not able to get that one by the defender. He's tripped up and somehow able to recover Volmond. And now he takes it, Luke Morissette, the captain, and is able to just recover, slow the game down. Chapman Panthers on the attack. Jack Worth now has some space in front. Plays it out to the X. Back in. Volmond. And Volmond finds Luke Morissette, the danger man. Checks it inside. Tries to find the shot, being double teamed. Ball is tipped. And Morissette not able to recover, and now a quick break for the Cal Poly Mustangs. Chapman Panthers, 3 defenders. Cal Poly, 4 attacksmen. Ryan Sanders not able to get through. Shot taken, and it's out left. Somehow, some way, Cal Poly not able to take advantage of the extra man they had on offense, and it stays tied at 10.
Incredibly stressful situation for everyone involved there. Not quite the type of play Chapman are looking for right now, but great pressure from Cal Poly. We see freshman Ben Bauman out on defense now with Tyler Pandis on the sidelines, still with that injury. Not necessarily something Callis was really hoping for at this point in the game.
In a moment to prove your worth, if you're the Chapman defense, lining up the shot, it's taken! And it's not able to get through, but Ryan Sanders able to recover. And now Sanders has some space in front. You don't want to give him that space. You know he has that long shot on him. Just staying on him very well. Hanamoto, long shot's taken and saved again by Sugart. Again and again and again, Ryan Sugart, the freshman, is showing the best of his abilities.
Speechless, Lucas. I mean, all I can say right now, he has got what it takes.
Long shot taken. Clock was ticking down, not too much time left. Good effort. And in overtime, we still have action left. It still stays tied at 10. And Ryan Sugart has come up clutch to keep his team in the game in the sudden death overtime here at Wilson Field.
Sugar with the cool walk off as he heads back to his huddle, pats on the back on the helmet. His team has got to be incredibly proud of him. What a debut game for the freshman.
Ryan Sugart. Of course, when you're a younger player, you might not have as many opportunities. As we can see on the replay though, huge save from the freshman goalie. Absolutely made it count when he needed to. And then the block by the Chapman defender. You can see the bench up and out celebrating their defense's ability to hold on. But now Luke Morissette with the opportunity to make school history. It'll be the second period of overtime. A final 4 minutes for this team to show off. And it'll be the Chapman Panthers facing off and looking to get possession and to ultimately, hopefully, score the goal to win the game.
Now, Lucas, we're in our second period of overtime. If we get through this period of overtime without a goal, we go to sudden death. Not necessarily something either of these teams wants to handle right now.
Not at all, as the ball is recovered by Chapman, playing it all the way back to Sugart, just slowing the game down. Beginning of the second period of overtime. You have some time to work with course, it is sudden death, however, on the goals, but Chapman Panthers wanting to hold the possession and get on offense as the ball is played up to Bergerman. Still with Bergerman, has Spivey in front, defending. Playing it out to Rocco Reginelli, who finds Sabri. Has a defender on him. Patrick Sabri plays it out to the X. Under some pressure. Back to him, has Luke Morissette on the far side. Trying to find an option, not able to. Under some immense pressure, X is covered for the Chapman Panthers. He takes it inside. Luke Morissette all by himself seemingly on the 20-yard line. And now it's with Luke Morissette. Plays it in, lines up the shot, takes it in, saved by Lucas Chu. My, oh my, what a save from the Cal Poly goaltender.
Incredible from Chu. I mean, he's showing his experience on the field tonight. He is calm, cool, and collected. That looked like easy feat for the senior goalkeeper.
Lucas Chu is the president, of course, of the Lacrosse Club, showing his leadership skills on that one, coming up clutch with a massive save. As the Cal Poly takes a timeout. And Alex, 2.5 minutes remaining in this second period of overtime. The game is too close to call, like I've mentioned time and time again. Both teams absolutely showing out.
Incredible game. It's hard to say who has been more dominant in the last few minutes. It has really been back and forth, goalie to goalie, defense to offense. We've seen all sides of the field play everywhere. You see Jack Worth there. He's definitely the facilitator of this midfield. You can expect a lot of the pressure to be on his shoulders to get that ball from the defensive end to the offensive end, to get that finish. That first goal is so incredibly important, and it often relies on him to bridge that gap.
And it will be the president, Lucas Chu, back out on the field first for Cal Poly. Chapman Panthers going over their final adjustments, a younger team. Coach Egeman in the mix, looking to tell his offense what to do and what not to do. Like I said, 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here at Wilson Field before we go into triple overtime. We got a game on our hands, don't we, Alex?
We do. We see Adam McDonald walking back towards that Cal Poly goal, the owner of the fourth quarter. Can he get just one more goal under his belt and secure this win for Chapman on their home opener?
The ball will be back underway with Cal Poly. Now in the danger zone, and they finish out of nowhere. The finish is made. William Hagman scores right after the timeout. And Cal Poly will stretch their lead. 3-0 on the season. Chapman will go home, lacking their Valentine's Day treat. But what an effort from this young side, you have to say, Alex.
Incredible, incredible showing. Here is that finish from Hagman, a player who has been there all game, but didn't make his most significant contribution until the final few seconds, until it was crunch time and they needed him.
And you can see the Cal Poly bench up and happy. Coach Weider, in the mix, celebrating with this team away from home in double overtime. It was the Mustangs who were able to take it, but the Chapman Panthers put up an absolute fight. Young defense, and you have to say, for the likes of Ryan Sugart, what a performance from the freshman goalie. You couldn't ask for a better one from him.
Incredible first appearance from Sugart. We had a feeling we'd see him starting at the half. We couldn't have asked for anything better from the young talent. He showed Duffy that maybe he's coming for his job.
Ryan Sugart with a huge display from a goalkeeper's perspective. Jack Duffy, alongside all the coaches at Chapman University, very proud of him. And you have to say, in that final time, in double overtime, Alex, I mean, it was an electric performance from both teams.
It was Cal Poly and Chapman head-to-head, toe-to-toe. I mean, the balance was incredible in the final few moments of overtime.
Every single coach essentially saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. It was a huge match. Of course, like we talked about, new offensive coordinator for the Chapman Panthers and new defensive coordinator for the Cal Poly Mustangs. It was a huge game, Alex.
It really was. And something that stood out to me a lot was the goalkeepers for both sides. I mean, Duffy performed very well in the first half, but we saw everything that Sugar had to offer. Now, over to you.
Well, huge plays from both sides of the action down there on the court, you have to say. And you have to give credit also, Fogo specialist Cody Shevelson for the Chapman Panthers was absolutely flying, as we can see on the replay. Some huge goals from this Cal Poly side. And specifically, you have to talk about him. Arguably MVP. Ryan Sanders was absolutely flying in this game. He had a huge performance in this game, but ultimately, it was the freshman attackman, William Hagman, who was able to secure the goal for the Cal Poly Mustangs.
Incredible performance from Sanders. 7 goals in one night. That is an astounding feat, but we also see saves like that from Sugar. An amazing, amazing performance from him as well. Elijah Bruggeman on that last goal there. And again, Sugar, save after save from this guy. No matter what the result is, he has got to be proud of the performance that he put up tonight.
Well, proud of the performance indeed. Ryan Sugar with a huge performance, but now down on the sideline. Not yet, excuse me. You have to talk about him. Ryan Sugar, we mentioned him lots of times. A freshman goalie coming into a relatively competitive goalie course. Still 2 on the Chapman Panthers roster apart from him. And for being a freshman, being 5'8", might not be the most physical player, but his reflexes were absolutely electric in this game.
Incredibly fast reflexes from Sugar. And like you said, it's a bit harder with 2 more experienced goalkeepers, junior Jack Duffy and senior Max Hartel. You would assume that they would take place ahead of him. However, Sugar has shown that he deserves a spot in that goal.
And that trust that you have to gain from Coach Callis, I'm sure Ryan Sugar 100% has earned it today. And you have to talk about some of these younger defenders too, for being able to hold on against such a senior team with the likes of Ryan Sanders and Waterman. I mean, for being freshmen primarily, the Chapman defense held on spectacularly.
They did, and a lot of that can be attributed to the leadership of Shandon Hanamoto, number 10. You saw him down there. He was all over that field, primarily guarding 25, Ryan Sanders. An incredibly quick player. Phenomenal leader for the Chapman defense.
Phenomenal leader. Well, with all that said and done, down on the sideline now, this time, Lisa Wong. Lisa Wong, what do you got?
Hi there. Hi there. I am here with our MVP from Cal Poly, number 25, Ryan Sanders. This was a really tight game. What about your guys' team play do you think attributed to your victory the most?
I think we kept composed. We had a game plan going in. I think we did a great job of sticking to it. You know, a couple points we went astray, locked back in, kind of stuck to our guns, managed to pull it out in the end.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, this is the first time that Cal Poly came out with a victory over Chapman in a couple years. I mean, how does that make you feel knowing that you made 7 of those 11 goals with a game-winning assist?
It's big for us. I mean, we always circle this game on the schedule. Great opponent, right? They're always a good challenge for us. But it's just, I mean, our team all together, we've been waiting for this big weekend for us. So I'm just super proud of my guys. Couldn't ask for better teammates.
Definitely. And just wrapping up, how is this, I mean, this was your 3rd game of the season so far. How is this 3rd consecutive win going to continue setting up the rest of your season?
I think a big theme for our team is we're trying to start out strong at the beginning of every game. That comes with the game, with a quarter, with a season, right? We always want to hit the ground running. So I think it's super important for us. We have a bunch of really tough games coming up. It's good that we've hit the ground running. We've got some momentum going into them. So.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's all from me from the sideline. Thank you so much for tuning in to CSBN. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for that great interview with the MVP. And now, Alex, if you're the Chapman Panthers, you got to play one game at a time. Although a tough loss, still many games left in the season after this home opener. And if you're the Chapman Panthers, looking to keep your heads up for the next few games upcoming.
Most definitely. Now, this was the beginning of their season. Strong start for Chapman, but they're going to be coming into a few home games against two strong teams from Colorado.
It'll start off with Colorado State, and then we'll transition into University of Colorado, and then a big game against BYU. I'm sure those games are all going to be extremely electric.
Incredibly electric. Then Chapman comes back home for two games. First, Virginia Tech. The next day, UCSB. Now, if you're looking for some more CSBN coverage, tune in to that Virginia Tech game on March 8th. We will have all of the latest here on CSBN.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Chapman Panthers are able to pull through in those games. None of those games easy games. Of course, you always have to fight for the right to win, and these Chapman Panthers in this game have 100% been able to pull that off.
They fought long and hard. No matter what the result of today was, they can be proud of what they put out there. It was a great game defensively, offensively. These young new players really showed what they have, what they can bring to the table, what they can offer to Chapman throughout the next 4 years that they'll be here.
Well, it's an exciting time if you're a Chapman Panther fan to see how these young players develop. And, of course, a part of that development is the funding of this program. Again, like I mentioned down there in the corner, you can donate to the Chapman Panthers men's lacrosse team. And after a game like this, I think you should send them a few bucks down their way. Don't you think, Alex?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great motivator for me. You saw what a lot of these young players are bringing. You want to encourage them, fund them a little bit for the rest of their college careers.
Well, with all that said and done, we'd like to thank our producer and director and all our members of CSBN behind the scenes. But finally, my name is Lucas Patton, and I'm accompanied by Alex Storr. And stay in tune for the credits for a little Valentine's Day surprise. With all that said and done, we'd like to wish you a good night.